The weirdos have no choice but to create the future.
The normal man, the innocent civilian, the everyday person, the regular folk. These are those who are the majority of the society. They all, or at least most, serve plenty of purpose within society. They literally carry society on their backs. They make it function. Yes, we don't know where we would be without the regular man. We sure do love praising the visionary, but don't show as much appreciation to the workers who make the visionary's ideas into a reality. Of course we don't. Not saying they are unimportant, but they are so familiar. Why should we? I mean, you can if you want. I recommend you do. But it's like appreciating air. It's always there. It's always present. So it becomes familiar to a point it's no more something worth glancing over. But instead, it's treated like the paint on your walls. Very useful, but not overtly amazing to the human mind anymore. It doesn't demand attention. Let me just say, it becomes regular if it's always frequent. So we need the normal man for his or her usefulness, for how functional they are in keeping this whole thing running. And we as society subconsciously know that. Now, what if anomalies start appearing in this said society? What if those who want to walk or pave unknown paths, those who make weird decisions, those whose character is unusual, those who can't be understood, arrive and live among us or get born from us? What do we do then? There's always two options. Either we reject them or embrace them. We reject them because they are threats to already established and well-known systems. Or we embrace them because we sometimes love new and weird shit, and they are a possibility and cause for change. Weirdos often bring an uncertain future, and sometimes they offer a shitty present. What I mean by that is, they can be really insufferable. We as humans don't like feeling confused, or we don't like feeling or experiencing something too complicated. So we often reject the unusual, which is natural, of course. I mean, compliancy and order is a huge factor in the survival and perseverance of our species. Anything that doesn't fit within that order is and sometimes should be repulsed if we're thinking logically. Well, that would be the logical thing. The weirdos have things normal people don't have, and that's innovation and the ability and courage to make mere thoughts into huge realities. The greatest of conquerors, the highest of record holders, the legends of many fields all have one thing in common, and based on my research and conclusions, it's insanity. The thing about insane people is they are willing to do things that most aren't willing to do. They're willing to walk impossible distances even if their feet bleed. They're willing to climb horizons that no other life forms have ever set their presence on. They're even willing to split mountains if they have to. If normal people are the maintainers of society, then weirdos are here to expand it. But what happens when weirdos don't embrace their nature? What happens when they're so rejected and repressed they never even have a chance to explore their oddness, to sit with it if you will? The opposite of gold appears, and it's absolute. When you call someone the word weirdo, you mostly call them that because you have the feeling that they're most likely a possible perpetrator of an immoral act. For example, you wouldn't call an autistic nigga who collects Pokemon cards a weirdo unless you're a real a-hole, but you would call someone a weirdo if they made an inappropriate, disturbing joke about a little child. A weirdo has the potential to commit great evil if his weirdness goes unchecked by himself especially. Now let's talk about observation and why it's needed for the weirdo. So let me say this. If I never took time to ever observe myself, either that be with other people or by myself, I would have done some horrible stuff. See, the insanity within me is like a creature. It lives and it wants to keep living. It doesn't want to be chained up. The life force in it won't let it. So it's either I try my best to chain it up, conquer it, or I try to tame it, work with it, if you will. I chose the second option because I knew sooner or later this thing within me would eventually go wild in ways I don't desire, and no one does really. One of life's purposes is to thrive, as you see when a dog runs when he has lost a leg, or tiny sprout springs up in between street cracks. Life is not one to be in bondage, and humans and what's within us is the prime epitome of that. So how did I choose the second option? I observed the creature or my weirdness with no judgment or hatred or anything really. I just looked at it. So why does this work? To learn to observe is to begin understanding, and if you understand something, you will know what it means. You will know how to take care of it. You will know what it's capable of. When I observed my insanity, I learned a lot from it. I learned what it craves, what it hates, what it's neutral to, and what it loves. Observation works because it doesn't blind you like judgment does, putting filters on something you don't even understand. Observation works because it's a chance to know a huge part of yourself and learning how you're gonna maneuver in life with that part. So if weirdos observe and are now in union with their insanity, what should they do next? Do they forever remain in the state of infinite observation, or do they do stuff like everyone does? Because since we we are all alive and death is promised to us all, we all gotta keep moving forward and give the world something. We all gotta provide somehow, especially if we can. Weirdos can either commit the most horrible or the most amazing acts, and we as people want them to do amazing and good acts, especially if those acts contribute to the continuation of our life, either that life be humanistic or plant and animal life. If the weirdos look and stare at their insanity, understand it, and work with it, instead of their insanity controlling them, heaven can be literally brought down to earth, based from their imagination. And yeah, the weirdos have great potential for both destruction or creation. We as a society must embrace them and nurture them if we want to move forward as a species. A child that's not embraced by its village will burn it down just to fill its want, quoted by an African proverb. So let's not be facilitators of destruction, but instead the nurturers of the future. Let's not look at the weirdos as the glitch of the system waiting to be fixed, but let's look at them as new lines of code that's meant to grow or even change the system in ways that can benefit us all. Thank you.